My name is Kishodan Rames, student number A00290504. I'll be demonstrating my Java cookbook project and how it applies object manipulation in certain arrays and has the ability to save the state of the project even when it has been turned off. So from this first part here, this is the double GUI. We have two transfer screens here, the main screen, the transfer screen. Of course, we can search for our cookbook in our own file directory. So here we have the saved cookbook. Contains information like the ID, the name of the person who made the recipe itself, the ingredients and stuff, and of course the star rating. So if this screen is purely to check if we have selected the correct cookbook, and in this case, yes, we have. So now we click the transfer cookbook button, and then it comes out on the secondary screen where we have a tabulated list of everything. If we click on any one of the lists, let's say we click this list by Michael, we get to see all of the displayed information, the recipe, the name, the ID, and this. The object manipulation that I've added is by targeting a ID in our cookbook. We can then change the star rating value, or basically like the chef's rating value of this dish. So for example, Michael is on the ID of 1004. So we're going to put in 1004, and now we're going to manipulate the star value. In this case, this star value is at 3.5. We can change it to, let's say, 4.5. And then we can click change star value. Now nothing happens here, but what has happened is that the CSV has been manipulated. So now if we reopen this cookbook right here, and then we transfer it, it'll extend the list here, and we can see that the new 1004 by Michael has a star rating of 4.5 as we have specified here, whereas the previous one right here has a star rating of 3.5. To explain how this is done, I'll go through each one of my pages right here to show how all of this has been done. So main.java, of course, we have our main method here. We have a screen transfer between the screens, between main screen and transfer screen, and just passing information on these two screens. So if we look at our main screen, we have a JText area, a button to load, and a button to transfer. And of course an array list. So in this case, this is just to set up the screen, and here we have a transfer function for the screen as well. When we click on BTU load data, it opens up this path here to open up this CSV, and we can then select the CSV, and then it will basically print out the entire CSV onto that JText area using this method, and also saves it to an array list called recipe list, which we'll use for object manipulation and to save the data into the CSV. Of course, we have a transfer data button to basically send it to screen B, or the transfer screen. And then we have a append the text, which is basically a for loop that appends the recipe list to the get customer info method. So yeah, nothing too special about it here. Now if we go to transfer screen, we have a model of course the table model for the screen. We have the table, we have the JText fields, we have a J button called BTU change. This is of course for changing the star value. We have a JText area called method text, which is the JText area that can display the information of the CSV. Now if we go down here, we can see these are just the configurations for the table. Everything has been done. These are the important parts. Of course, we have the populate table method here, which will run through this for loop, and for each line in the CSV will basically populate it and print it out. And of course, we have a pass screen method to pass it between screen A and B. And then we have our value changed. This is the function that I've used to basically sort of print the new value into the CSV. So in this case, it is basically just printing it out, getting the info from the method text field. And of course here we have the button change, and while this button has been clicked on, it's an on click listener. When it has been clicked, we have a double new star equals a double %, because we are parsing that integer as a double. And then of course we refer back to our CookBook project, our constructor and getters and setters, get the array list out of there, and then we only want the target ID and the new star. We do not we don't concern ourselves with the name or the recipe. And then if there's an error, we print out invalid output to the console. Finally, we have the cookbook project.java. This is where all of our variables for the array list have been defined. We have a string ID, string name, a string recipe, and a double star. So yeah, this is just a constructor. We have the getters and setters all here, and we have a toString method right down here as well. This is a quite an important method, get customer info, as we've referred to in our main screen.java, is that when we on-click, this is what gets printed out in the JText area. Change star rating here will basically get the array list, find for each object in the array list, get the targeted ID, and then confirm that it is that correct ID. And if it is matching, then recipe, the object, will get a new set star, and we will call this function to set the new star. And then of course we update CSV with the new recipe list. And there's an error exception right here. Update CSV is our method to update the CSV. So we use printwriter to access the CSV file. And then we can, this is just for console sake, for cookbook recipe, for each object inside of the list, we print this list to the CSV, the entire list. And then of course we, if it's not there, then we just, we throw an error. Finally, this toCSV method is what we use over here, and all it does is it takes all 4 components and then adds a comma, because it's a CSV, a comma separated file. So that's how it does it. It refers to each object, and then it outputs each object printed as a comma separated file using this toCSV string method. And that is pretty much it. Other than that, the only other thing that I can show is the recipes underscore available CSV. Of course, this is the initial CSV, and as you can see under Michael, we can see that it has been updated to 4.5. It can target a specific line and instantly update this value without needing to basically create new lines this way. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. There's nothing much else to say. Thank you for listening to this video, and I hope you have a great day.